Yeah, man.
Hello, welcome to the Steve and Tim Show with your host, Steve Trott, Tim Smith. How you doing, sir?
Doing great, Tim. How are you today?
Good. What are we talking about today?
We got a fun topic for today. For those that listened to the last episode, we introduced to everyone, we're going to talk about the power of gratitude and how you relate that to the positive things in your life. And it's really that simple. You know, you could literally stop the episode right now and
Yeah.
people could develop their own thoughts on this. But the power of gratitude is such a powerful tool that if you aren't utilizing it day in and day out, you're missing opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And we'll spend some time today and talk through that. And I'd love to hear your perspective on it.
Yeah. Well, before we go too far, just want to tell the listeners, make sure you listen to the end today because we have a topic that we're going to be doing after this one, and it's going to be huge. So it's going to help you out a
Absolutely.
lot.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, for those out there in the world, business to business relationships, we touched on key relationships last episode, which
Mhm.
you're going to get to hear. And the next episode is going to be very much dedicated to that realm, and you're gonna want to hear it. So stay with us.
Yeah.
But
So on the power of gratitude, I have a question for you, Steve. I used to be this person. And I don't know if you were as well, but so if somebody would thank me or say, "Hey, you're awesome. You're doing a great job." I'd be like, nah, nah. You know what I mean? Just you brush it off because you want to be a little humble. But
yeah,
I had a guy tell me one time that it offended him when he told me I did a great job on something and I didn't at least say thank you.
you
And
know,
just trying to be humble, but
it's very interesting to hear you say that because I went through on more than one occasion that exact same experience. And actually, I did end up learning that I had offended a client years ago. They were continuing to preach to me about how amazing of a job we did for them. And I kind of downplayed it to just being like, oh, it's just what we do. And,
Mhm,
we gave you our best. And it was like me serving my slice of humble pie.
mhm,
And because let's put it this way, I want to be the authority in our business,
mhm.
but I don't want it to look like that's my only intention or goal. And that to me has always been a humbling experience. And I try and keep myself grounded on that topic. But just like you just described, I literally offended a client by not handling that situation or conversation properly in that moment. And she later shared with me that she was uncomfortable giving me that positive feedback because of how I
Mhm.
responded to it. So, yes, humble is a key word. That word's going to come up multiple times in this episode, and we all need to be humble. We all need to still eat our humble pie, not just on Thanksgiving. But
Exactly.
it you need to accept and do it with gratitude. When someone is giving you or paying you that special compliment, you need to accept it and you need to grab it with open arms and you need to wear that proudly on your shoulders
Mhm.
because for two reasons. Number one, though that feedback may not always be positive, some of it might be negative, and you need to balance that. But those positive moments are opportunities for you to secure more opportunities for the future. And hopefully that makes sense to you listeners, but take that formal moment of gratitude and apply it to what you can do in the future. Think about how you can help someone else with what you've learned from that experience. Share things moving forward. And for reasons Tim said, the last thing you want to do is offend someone you're working with.
Oh
You
yeah.
don't you don't want to create a bad relationship there or create something that's uncomfortable.
Yeah. And it actually strengthens your relationship with that client, friend, whoever, because you're expressing gratitude and that builds trust and it helps build a bond with others. I mean, it because they're thankful that you appreciate them giving you praise.
Yes.
Makes sense.
No, I completely agree. And it's tenfold. If you work in a service-based business where every client can be a repeat client,
Mhm.
you owe it to yourself to learn, to utilize the power of gratitude. And you can take it one step further and you can use your gratitude for good, and apply that to other parts of your life and other parts of your relationship. If someone's thanking you for something or praising you for something, wear that proudly.
Mhm.
You utilize that to formulate your next steps or where you go from there.
Yeah.
Um, it's a humbling experience to be praised for something you do day in and day out,
Mhm.
and understand it, believe in yourself enough to know that you can do it again, keep doing it, and apply all of that in a positive way to your future relationships. If you have a hard client in your near future, start to pack that toolbox full of the things you've learned from those positive experiences and apply them to that hard client. You'll benefit greatly from that experience. Um,
Oh yeah.
Simple things, grabbing their mail, grabbing the newspaper. The days of newspapers are gone, but it used to be grabbing the newspaper at the bottom of the driveway,
Yeah.
bringing their trash cans up.
I've done that before.
For me, yeah, I do it all the time. From a service-based company, you show up at their house. Trash day was the day before. They didn't grab them,
Mhm.
or it's after lunch and trash went out that morning, and you're out at the truck getting some tools. Wheel the trash cans down to the garage. There's a good chance, because you've been there before, you know where they store them. And I mean, you may laugh about it,
Mhm.
but it's an opportunity for you to create a moment of gratitude. You're you're pleasing your client in other ways, and you're allowing them to realize that you're there to help them and make their life better, and not just to do work and get a paycheck, if that makes sense.
Correct. And if you don't know
um,
where the trash can is, you get it as close as you can, get it to the house,
right,
and then ask them, say, I brought your trash can. Where do you want that at?
right,
Just, I mean,
right.
it's simple.
Just yesterday, client, 2 days ago, Monday, client meeting, and I'm on the porch. I ring the doorbell, and up walks the Amazon guy, and he's like, "Well, I guess I don't need." He's just sitting on the porch. Didn't ring the bell. I'm standing on the porch. So I'm like, "Here, I'll take them." So client comes to the door to let me in, and I'm holding 3 boxes from Amazon. She's like, "Oh, you come bearing gifts?"
Mhm.
It's like, no, I didn't deliver them. The guy just went down the street, but here we are. And it's simple things like that change the experience that you're going to have with those individuals, and all of it becomes more positive. And it's all formed in the world of gratitude, and you need to then have that gratitude towards others for people that do things for you.
Correct. It also, if you have employees, it does produce productivity because it creates a culture of
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
gratitude in the workplace to motivate your employees, increase job satisfaction, and it just it, it helps with morale, and it
Yeah.
does. I mean, it shows that you're a positive person, and if you have some employees, which we've all had employees that were not positive people,
Right.
by being around that and transforming that and them seeing you do it, it's almost like raising kids. Your kids
Yes.
watch what you do, so your
100%.
employees do as well. So that's going to help you in the future with that, because if your employees are out wearing one of your shirts or off work and they do something and that's positive by building them up, it's just going to help your business as well, because yeah.
100%. I completely agree. Culture's key, and that's probably even a topic for a future episode to dedicate, because not only in the workplace but wherever you are, the culture you can create is super critical. We had a client tell us recently, it was a multi-day project. I think we were going to be in their house 3 or 4 days, and after day one, we cleaned up as if we were not there, staged up some things in the garage with their permission. And getting permission for things is key. If you're a service-based contractor and you're working in someone's home for more than one day, get permission for what you're going to do.
Mhm.
Don't surprise them with anything. That's the first way to lose that gratitude. um, you don't want someone coming home from work and realizing they lost their parking spot because you decided to store your tools somewhere without permission. But anyway, so we're in their home. We clean up day one like we were never there.
Mhm.
And the conversation I ended up having with the client was, that impressed them so much. And she continued to share that she had previously worked with dozens and dozens and dozens of other contractors over the years. And that was an experience that she hadn't been able to experience yet.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, this is never, I expected drop cloths to stay folded up in the corner, or, these supplies to be sitting over here until tomorrow because you didn't do that yet. I'm like, no, that's all put away. It's in the garage. You are living in your house tonight, and we will be back tomorrow morning for day 2. That set the tone for that entire project. And they were so amazed by that. The next 3 days we worked in their house, that's all they focused on. Now, of course, we still did a great job. Of course, they were happy with the end result and the product. But even to the point where it was completed, we were still having the discussion about what we had set up from a cultural perspective about how we handle the client and the cleaning. And it created multiple levels of gratitude throughout the entire project, because it set a tone and an expectation, and it was based on delivering things a certain way to create gratitude, to make them happy, to make them thankful, to make them feel like they were being taken care of. They were the focus. It was important that they had dinner that night at their dining room table and it didn't look like the room was under construction. Like, that made a huge difference for them. And when you talk about the power of gratitude, you have to realize something so simple like that set the tone for all of the positive experience for that entire job. And I know everyone out there listening, and including you, Tim, I know there's plenty of times where you've dealt with the same things, and it does make a difference.
Oh yeah. I mean,
and so far we're only looking at this from the perspective of the opposite side of the table. And what we're soon going to talk about is the power of gratitude that you yourself need to have, like thanking your client for hiring you, thanking someone for doing something for you that they didn't have to do. Before you ever work for that client, send them that nice thank you letter after they sign your proposal. I'm so looking forward to doing business with you. I'm so looking forward to turning your home into your dream remodel, or your dream bathroom that we're about to design and build for you. All these different things create that experience for them that continues to make them feel good over and over and over again. And that is you sharing your gratitude.
Yeah. So I'll give you a good example of that. So I picked up a new client last night through my marketing agency. We're doing their website, we're hosting it and helping with their SEO. Right now, they have no Google listing at all, so we're helping get ranked. So the first thing I did is I sent him a copy of our marketing contract for him to sign, and then he's going to do his own Google profile page. So I sent him a cheat sheet how he can go through and do each step just to make it easier. I mean, you can go through stuff, but just key things and little tips. But in the email I sent him with that and I just pulled it up. I'm going to leave his name out of it, but I said, I want to take a moment to thank you for taking the time to discuss your company and your vision for its growth. I appreciate the insights you shared about your business and where you'd like to go with it. I'm excited to be working with you in this endeavor and future marketing efforts.
Yeah.
And then I explained, here's this, this, and this. But the first thing I did was thank him, because I am thankful for what he did, because by him doing business with me, that puts food on my table for my family, and that helps me.
Right. No, it's key. On the bottom of a lot of my emails and even proposals, and even to the point of closing out an invoice, but on the bottom of our proposals, it states, thank you for the opportunity to earn your business.
Yep.
Like, I'm thanking you for even the opportunity to have the conversation, to present to you that what it will cost for you to hire our company for the services you need. And that goes a long way. It's a different sales approach. It's becoming a more popular sales approach because I think it's a little more down to earth. The pressure sales days are very cutthroat. The proposals that exist in the world, like if you sign today, you get 10% off. I'm sorry, it's just not, in my opinion, it's not a great business model. And I know people still do it, but that gratitude is laced throughout, just like the email you just shared, to a proposal, to something you presented, or you had a meeting with a client.
Mhm.
And then they said, give us 2 or 3 days to think about this and get back to you. Power up some gratitude in between those 3 days and send them a little something.
Mhm.
Hey, hope you're doing well. I know you're going to get back to me in a couple days. There's no rush. If you need a few extra days, please take it. I'm here if you have any questions. Would love to assist, you with those answers to help you come to a conclusion or a decision. Just to let you know we're here, and if we need to, review or change anything we've presented, please let me know. Have a great night. Can't wait to hear from you. Even if they don't respond to that, that is you pouring in that gratitude, and letting them know that you are also a people person,
Mhm.
and you are also someone that's real enough that you're not just chasing the sale. And at the end of the day, Tim, I know you're very much like this, and I am very much like this. My interest in life is helping people.
Correct.
If someone wants to remodel their home, that's great. That's the business that I work in.
Mhm.
But I am most interested in helping you. So if you tell me you have 6 kids, or you have 9 kids, or you have 2 kids, that's going to drastically change how I look at your project.
Mhm.
If you eat all your meals at the kitchen bar versus the formal dining room, that's going to change how I look at your project. So I want to get to know you. I want to talk to you. I want to learn more about you. And I want to share through the form of gratitude, thanking you along the way, but letting you know I'm the type of person that can help you string together your plan or your project
Mhm.
based on all these different things that we're talking about. It goes a long way. Some people won't respond well to it, you know, but largely you will find that gratitude kind of becomes a stepping stone leading down the road to more opportunities and more success.
Correct. And I want to give the business owners that are listening out there a little tip that I do. So if I have an appointment, say I have an appointment with a potential client tomorrow, I'll look them up on Facebook and dig in and say, okay, all right, yep, they got kids. All their kids are active in baseball. They're, the client likes woodworking or he likes cars. And by doing that, what it does, it gives me an idea how my conversation is going to go with this person because I want to build that rapport with them. So by me asking the right questions, then I already know that they have a son in baseball, and I'll say, "Oh yeah, do you have any kids on you? Oh, I have a son. Does he play baseball or football?" And I always lead off with the sport they play, and it's just little tips that I do that way because it helps me build that relationship. And I truly want to build a relationship with my customers so I understand them and their needs and wants.
Well, and it's interesting because most of that will lead to gratitude because the people feel more comfortable
Mhm.
then talking with you and moving forward because they're like, wow, okay, this guy took a little time and did a little research.
Mhm.
Or, hey, thank you for having an interest in my kids' baseball. And you never know. It might even lead to a future sponsorship or
Oh,
something like that.
yeah. I mean, I
Those
became friends
conversations
with
are key.
customers.
Yep.
But
No, it's good.
and one other key thing that's really important is when you are expressing gratitude to your customers for thanking them, be sincere, truly mean it because they will read through it.
You have to. Yeah. Even though it's black and white, it has to mean something to them. Look them in the eye if you're face to face. If it's a phone conversation, be dedicated to it. Don't be don't be earbuds in one ear and scrolling Facebook while you're talking to a client or whatever. It's different if you're looking up something for research or
Mhm.
you're talking
Right.
about a specific topic, but be in the moment.
Mhm.
Be in that moment. They will appreciate it and they will see right through that. Um, that's key. I agree with that.
Yeah, I even turn my phone off. I turn the ringer off when I'm with the customer just because I don't want that ding because
Yep.
you have that temptation like, all right, is it one of the kids? Do I need to check on
Yep.
this? I just turn it off and give
Yeah,
them.
I've gotten to the point where all my notifications are off except for text.
Mhm.
And then in a rare situation, it's sometimes it's work related,
Mhm.
but if it is the kids or my wife, and I have to share with the listeners that we have a special needs daughter that's
Mhm.
had some major medical concerns over the last 3 years. So there are certain instances where I do stay close to that, but it's a
Oh
simple
yeah.
thing to handle. It's like, excuse me, I do have to take this. Can I have 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Or if it's a repeat call. I know if my wife calls me 2 or 3 times in a row, in a period of 5 minutes,
It's
I
important.
need to pick up that second or third one because we're now talking about something that needs my attention.
Correct.
And you have to be fair with that. And it's
Mhm.
easy to set those expectations with people.
Yeah.
Um, just like you get to know your clients, they should get to know you.
Hmm.
It's fair, and I love a client. I actually just last week I was talking with a client, and she's like, "Hey, I would love to plan something like this in my bathroom. Let me show you a picture." And she pulls this picture up, and I'm like, "Where'd you get that?" She's like, "Oh, I'm not sure. I have to look back." Well, come to find out, and I knew it looked familiar. It was a picture from our website,
Oh,
and she saved it. And she's like, "Well, this is exactly what I want to do in the bathroom."
nice.
And it was cool because it's
Yeah,
like, but she did her own research and she was researching things, didn't even realize that she had saved
mhm.
the picture from our website
That's funny.
that was duplicating what she wanted to do.
Hmm.
It was a cool experience. And obviously, I poured right into some gratitude with that because I thanked her. I'm like, hey, that's awesome. That's from our website. Then I told her about the project that she was looking at as an example. And it led down a whole nother conversation which came full circle because obviously we're now doing that work for her
Hmm.
in her bathroom. Um, so yeah, there's just 1,000 ways that you can utilize gratitude in your everyday conversations that will lead to more positive experiences.
Correct.
Um, Now, I'm going to present something funny here for you, Tim. But the other thing I use gratitude for is the negative stuff.
Hmm.
Someone messages you and they tell you they don't like you, or
Hmm.
they tell you they don't like something you did, or you're just not their type, or oh, Steve, you posted on Facebook something political and I'm not going to follow you anymore.
Hmm.
I also treat those moments with gratitude, and I usually say, well, thank you. Number one, thanks for letting me know. Number two, thanks for kind of staying out of the way.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to like me. Everyone in the world doesn't have to like me.
Hmm.
I am me. I am unique, and I try and do things a certain way. If you don't like it, there's other people in the world for you to like.
Correct.
So
There's
thank you
always.
for that. And
Mhm.
I pour gratitude into those situations, and to me, that's a sense of freedom. In a sense,
Mhm.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna feel bad. Speaking of cell phones, as my rings in the background.
Mine did a while ago, and that's why I turned it
it,
on.
it's funny, but anyway, it just you pour gratitude into all those different situations and see how that rebounds from there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think we hit this pretty decent today.
no, we did good. I appreciate it. It's a good talk, and I
Yeah.
I know it's a short one. I like the short ones.
Hmm.
And for the listeners following along, we'll mix those up. You'll have some
Yeah.
long, some shorts. The goals with all of this is you the way I like the way the show is setting itself up, and it's one of those that you can just come back to every so often,
Hmm.
or as much as you like. Listen to 10 minutes every day.
Yeah.
Pick a different episode, grab 10 minutes, listen to it, scroll through, grab a 30-minute segment of a 40-minute episode and go with it,
Yeah.
or set it up, have your reminder set, and listen to us every time something posts.
Yeah.
We're there for you. It's a continued resource. And I think something we will continue to get better at is preparing you for the next episode, which I know we're going to talk about. And the other thing is just reminding you who we are.
Yeah.
So, for everybody tuning in, I'm Steve Trott. Live in South Central Pennsylvania. Partner in a remodeling company. We do a lot of home renovation work. We're very focused on the customer experience, service-based side of it. And yes, we do say no to clients when we have to. We are not everyone's contractor, but we are a contractor focused on delivering a quality product for a fair price and reminding everyone that I'm a firm believer in you get what you pay for. And at least in my industry, without a doubt, you get what you pay for. And your planning and your investment is important to us. And that's how we've built our company. Um, and Tim and I put this together for the simple reason that we like to motivate others. We like to remind others that we too are everyday people, just like you, and we all deal with the same struggles day in and day out. Maybe it's collecting payment, maybe it's a future sales process that seems to have holes in it or something like that. Like we all deal with the same stuff, and we're all here to work together and help make everybody number one feel better, feel more positive, and get better results.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm Tim Smith. I mean, most of you do know me, but
The official Tim Smith.
yes, the
The
official
official
timsmith.com actually.
Too funny. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, but my business, my core business was property management, doing asphalt work, and then I started the digital agency, Oceans Digital Agency, and it took a shift. I mean, that's primary our business now, which is good because we've gotten really good at lead generation, web design, SEO, those type of things, and it's more about educating people. And I saw a lot of the systems that people need to actually function and have their systems run automation. And it makes it a lot easier for small business owners. But I enjoy it because it is helping people. I mean, do I make money? Yes, but our time is valuable. And now we make no money on the podcast, by the way. It's just something
No,
that we
no.
like to do to give back to help other people.
And to be honest with you, to that point, Tim, I would say right now to the listeners, there's a couple things. If you're listening and you need anything related to digital marketing, Tim's your guy. If you're listening and you live in South Central Pennsylvania and you want to plan a kitchen remodel for next year, I'm your guy. Like we are here and we exist in the world, and this podcast serves multiple purposes, but we're also here to remind you that, like you and everyone else that we come in contact with, it's real time, it's real life.
Mm-hmm.
So we are here for you as well. This podcast is not here to sell our services. However, if you need our services, we would gladly appreciate the opportunity to help you.
Yep.
Our goal is to help everyone else achieve their goals. And I mean that from a client perspective, as well as friends and colleagues and things of that nature. If you are a client and your goal next year is to remodel your first floor, I want to help you meet that goal. It's that simple.
Right.
Are we the right contractor for your job? Maybe, maybe not. But maybe I can help you reach that goal. Maybe I can help you with the design side of your project that you're having trouble figuring out. Mm-hmm. So again, not to jump in with that, Tim, but I want people to remember this is real life. This is correct. We're not doing this just to make money. We're not looking for clicks. Yes, we want you to like, share, comment, all that fun stuff. Mm-hmm. Hit that subscribe button like everyone on YouTube tells you to do.
That'd be a great example of gratitude towards us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like it and share it. You know, we're knocking on that door of 50 subscribers, which I think I mentioned last episode, allows us to consider a live opportunity, which I think would be cool to have a guest or two and go live and have, maybe some fan base interaction where people are posting questions or we pick a topic and we talk about it. I think that creates a cool opportunity for the future. But yeah, so it's a fair reminder. We are your middle-class, average Americans that are just like you. We're working in service-based business and we want to help everyone achieve their goals a little bit easier.
100%. Exactly. So the next episode we're going to talk about, the one we told you to wait for then, is the power of networking.
100%. Proper networking.
Correct.
There's proper and there's no-nos. The world of networking has really evolved in the last couple of years. The digital wave is beyond a digital wave. It's no longer a wave. It's here to stay. And there are so many people that are still old school and need to formalize, get into the formality of today's age of, number one, social networking and in-person networking. It's definitely changed. The power of proper networking and building those networking circles that help you grow is key. And that's a little bit of what we're going to talk about when we get back together.
Yes. All right. I'm excited.
Yeah, I am too. It was good. What do you think, Tim?
I think we're good. And I think we
give us a positive thought for the day.
Positive thought today.
What do you got? Something motivational.
I'd like to give a challenge.
Oh, okay.
I want to challenge everybody out there to do some form of gratitude today with
There
somebody.
you go.
Um,
There you go.
it can be simple. Open the door for somebody. It doesn't have to be an older person like a lot of us think, or it just doesn't have to be a girl or a woman. Just open a door for somebody. Show the world some kindness.
Yeah.
And
Let's call it that. A random act of kindness.
yeah,
When you listen to this episode, whenever it is, today, tomorrow, whenever, you listen to this and then you have that next 24 hours from the end of this episode
Mhm.
to do 1 or 2 random acts of kindness, preferably for a stranger.
yes,
That is, it's easy to do random acts of kindness for your family and your kids and different things like that, but do it for a stranger once and see
yeah.
the lasting effects of that.
And also don't allow a negative to affect your day.
Yeah.
If you're walking into a store and you trip over a curb, look at that curb and laugh and tell that curb, say, "Ha, I might have stumbled, but I didn't fall."
So it's so funny you bring that up. I'm going to load up my Facebook timeline real quick. I just shared a post. Was it last night or this morning? And I'm just going to read it because it's spot on. And it is, your mind is a powerful thing. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will start to change. And so many people forget that even if you're venting to someone or you're talking to someone, if you're allowing your thoughts to continue like influencing themselves on the negative side of things, everything will feel negative to you.
Mm-hmm.
Venting's great. If you have a friend that you can lean on or vent to, that's great. But you still need to vent in a not so negative way. We can't just be focused on the negative. If you're focused on the negative, you're not growing. And that's hard. That's very, I will say, right, real quick, that is very hard for a lot of people. I struggle with it.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to go home at the end of the day and only focus on the negative things that happened. Or, oh, this customer canceled this job, or oh, this fell apart as I was just putting it together. It's easy to just focus on the negatives, but on the flip side of that, try and forget those negatives or turn them into the positives and focus on the positives. So I think it's key. I think that's a perfect spot to tie this up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So like, share, subscribe, tell your friends. Come on, I want more people to listen to these.
Yes, and close it out. I'm grateful for Steve being here. We have a great time together, and I'm grateful for
Tim,
all the listeners out there.
Thank you so much for saying that, Tim. Thank you. Thank you. I'll drink next time I see you.
All right, George Street Brew, here we come.
Hey, there you go. We'll plan it. All right, Tim. I
All right.
appreciate it. Have a great day,
Thanks.
buddy.
You too. Thank you.